Hey man, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Daron here and we're back with another video. And as you can see by the title, in this video we'll be going over my $15,000 fragrance collection and I'm only 18 years old. This is probably one of my most requested videos. I've been getting spammed on my Instagram DMs, YouTube comments, Discord, TikTok comments, live stream chat, everybody's been like, where's the collection video? So yeah, today is the day. No longer gotta wait. I got about 100 fragrances we gotta get through. So yeah, man, without any further ado, let's hop right into the video, man. But yeah, like I was saying, I got about 100 fragrances to go through. So I think I'm gonna format this video. I'm gonna go from my cheap / like cologne fragrances. That's gonna be like the beginning part. Middle is gonna be like my designer. At the end, I'm gonna go through my niche and like my most expensive ones too. With that being said though, just because it's cheap does not mean it's bad, and just because it's expensive does not mean it's good. So make sure you watch the whole video. Do not skip through this video. It's about to be a banger. So yeah, we're gonna get it started, man. Okay, so the first fragrance I'm gonna use for the video, I think it's only right. This is my first ever fragrance ever. This was gifted to me by my mom. The fragrance that I'm talking about is Nautica Blue. This is like pretty cheap stuff. I think it's like 15-20 bucks on Amazon, stuff like that. Basic blue aquatic fragrance. Not really too much to say about this one. This is my first fragrance, so I put it in the first, Nautica Blue. Okay, next up, another great cheap fragrance, Halloween Man X. This is a sweet gourmand vanilla coffee scent. I think it's really good for like school time, and it's like 35 bucks on Amazon. Go pick this up. Halloween Man X. Next fragrance, this is one of the cheapest ones on the list, Lattafa Kuwait Al Farsan. This one, it's like a pineapple woody bomb. Like, I swear, this is like freshly squeezed pineapple put into a bottle. This stuff, I found it online one time for like $13. And another thing about this one, has a magnetic cap. It's like a $15 fragrance with a magnetic cap, Kuwait Al Farsan by Lattafa. Next fragrance I'm gonna bring out, this is Versace Hawass. This is the TikTok demon. You definitely have heard of this fragrance before. This one, it's like very fresh, citrusy, and aquatic. This reminds me of like a grape soda. I literally love this fragrance. This is probably one of my most complimented fragrances. Literally out of this whole summer, this is my most complimented one. This stuff is really good. This stuff is really great. Great longevity, great performance. I would recommend getting this. Out of anything on the cheap side of the list, definitely get Versace Hawass. But yeah, Versace Hawass. Next up, another TikTok demon, Afnan 9 PM. This one is a clone of Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. Sweet vanilla pear. Really great fragrance. I think this is honestly better than the Ultra Male for the price. It smells like 90% similar, and the longevity on my skin is at least the same. Definitely recommend getting this, Afnan 9 PM. Next up, Lattafa Mahir Legacy. This is a clone of another popular fragrance. This is a clone of Parfums and Marley, sadly, which is going to be in the list a little bit later. But this one, very citrusy. It's like a lemon, lime, mint. Very citrusy, very fresh. I really love this stuff. It kind of smells a little bit like a Sprite. So if you're looking into that, definitely go pick this up, Lattafa Mahir Legacy. Okay, next up, and technically this one is a designer, but it's like super cheap, so I'm gonna just put it on here anyway. This is Paco by Paco Rabanne. This one is a very citrusy. It's like a lemon orange. I got this for like 15 bucks on vacation, so that's why I'm just putting it on here like the cheap list. This is Paco by Paco Rabanne. Next fragrance is actually one from Bath & Body Works. The fragrance is Bath & Body Works Bourbon, Amber, Woods, and Pepper. This fragrance is amazing. Bath & Body Works, once again, a lot of their fragrances are slept on, but yeah, Bath & Body Works Bourbon. Next fragrance on the list, Davidoff Cool Water. Great fragrance. This stuff is really great, like 20 bucks. My dad and brother also have this fragrance. So yeah, me, my dad, my brother, everybody has this stuff. Really good cheap fragrance, Davidoff Cool Water. Okay, next fragrance, out of everything on this list, please do not buy this fragrance. The fragrance is Homme. This stuff right here smells like an expired cough drop at your grandma's house. This stuff, like, no. Stay away from this stuff right here. But yeah, Homme. A lot of people know about this stuff. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you're not missing out. Homme. Okay, next up, Nautica Voyage. I personally love this fragrance. Actually, I use like half of my bottle. This is one of the most overhated fragrances in my opinion. I personally love this stuff. It smells like a fresh aquatic cucumber in the best way possible. Really cheap, only like 20 bucks. I'll recommend go getting it. 20 bucks, this is really worth it. Nautica Voyage. Next fragrance, I think this is one of the best cheap fragrances of all time. This fragrance has the smell, has the performance, and it has the presentation. Fragrance I'm talking about is Lattafa Camera. This fragrance is amazing. It's like a sweet cinnamon boozy fragrance. Easily 12 hours longevity. Go pick this stuff up, Lattafa Camera. Next fragrance, Kuwait Al Farsan Unlimited. This fragrance is a flanker of the original Kuwait Al Farsan that I showed earlier. The original, like I was saying, is like pineapple. This one is kind of like, it smells like a coconut sunscreen. I bought them both together at the same time. This one's really feminine, so I don't really like or wear this one. But yeah, Kuwait Al Farsan Unlimited. Next up, this fragrance is a clone of YSL EDP. This is Lattafa Fakar Black. Lattafa keep appearing on the list. Lattafa has some great fragrances for really cheap. But this one right here, this is a clone of YSL EDP. It has the smell. The smell, not gonna lie, it's like 90% similar. You might as well go with this stuff if you want the smell. Only difference is this stuff, it does not last or perform on my skin. I heard it does on other people, so maybe it's just my skin. But yeah, Lattafa Fakar Black. Next fragrance on the list, I don't even know what to say about this one. This is a Michael Jordan cologne. I don't even know what the notes are on this one. I don't know, I just thought I wanted to show you, but yeah. Michael Jordan cologne. Next fragrance, another flanker. This is Versace Hawass Ice. And then I had the Versace Hawass Black. That is a new fragrance that's coming out really soon. I should have a video on that soon, but we're gonna see. But like I was saying, this is Versace Hawass Ice. This is a more smoother version of the Versace Hawass, a little bit less synthetic. And I personally like the smell of this one a little bit more. Versace Hawass Ice. Next fragrance, this is another clone of a very popular fragrance. This is a clone of Dior Sauvage Elixr. This is Lattafa Assad. This fragrance, really similar to Dior Sauvage Elixr. I'll say this one is a little bit more light though. Doesn't have the same performance as Dior Sauvage Elixr, but this stuff does get the job done. Pretty like average performance and projection wise, but yeah, Lattafa Assad. Next fragrance, this is one of the most complimented fragrances on my list. Or not my list, on my collection. This is Club de Nuit Intense Man. This is a cologne of Creed Aventus. This stuff, lemon, pineapple. The first 15 minutes, the opening is very, very harsh, but the dry down is so good on this stuff. Club de Nuit Intense Man EDT. Next fragrance, Maison Alhambra Bright Peach. This is a clone of Tom Ford Bitter Peach. This one, it smells really good, but it smells really good in the bottle to me, but when I wear it, I think it's a little bit too synthetic and a little bit like too sweet for me. But nonetheless, it does smell really good. I would say test this one out, but it's like pretty cheap. It's like 20 bucks. But yeah, Maison Alhambra Bright Peach. Next fragrance, this is another Lattafa fragrance. Lattafa just like, Lattafa is running the game of the cheap fragrances, but this is Lattafa Kawa. This is literally the same as the original Lattafa Kawa, but what this does, this adds a coffee note to make it a little bit more masculine. If you are like worried about the original being a little bit too unisex or like feminine leaning, this is definitely what you want to go for. Lattafa Kawa. Next fragrance, Halloween Man Hero. This is like the same brand as Halloween Man X. This fragrance, kind of just like citrus. This is a whole bunch of citrus. I don't recommend buying this. The smell is nice, performance is terrible. I like barely get 2 hours out of this, but yeah, Halloween Man Hero, don't pick this up. Next fragrance I'm about to show you, this kind of was like a joke, but this is Adidas Team Force. I literally never used this. Oh, almost dropped it. I literally have never used this fragrance. If you can see on the back, let's see if you can see. Literally got this for $4 at Marshall's, I think. I was on vacation. You know, when you're on vacation, you make bad financial decisions, so I got this for $4. But yeah, Adidas Team Force. Next fragrances I'm about to show you are both from Bath & Body Works. This is Mahogany Teakwood, and this is just normal teakwood. Very, very similar fragrances, so I'm not gonna make like two separate like clips for them, but yeah, Mahogany Teakwood and Teakwood. These fragrances right here, literally smells like teakwood or like wood, and then lavender. Girls really, really love this scent profile. This is like, it's like masculine, but it's kind of sweet at the same time. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe these two, but as you can see, I use most of this one. Like, I barely have any more left of this one. And then this one, I got this recently, so I haven't really used too much. But yeah, both these are really, really good. I'll definitely go try these out. Mahogany Teakwood and then Teakwood by Bath & Body Works. Next up, one of the best cheap fall and winter fragrances, in my opinion. This is Cremo Spice and Black Vanilla. What it smells like, it's in the name. Spices, Black Vanilla. This is $20 on Amazon, Walmart, even on the Cremo website. This stuff is amazing. Definitely go pick this up. Cremo Spice and Black Vanilla. Next up, we have a clone of Parfums de Marley Layton. This is Harmaine Detour Noir. Sweet cinnamon apple pie. That's what this stuff smells like. Once again, clone of Parfums de Marley Layton. This stuff is really good. 20 bucks, and it's like very long lasting. Very like mass appealing scent profile. A lot of people are gonna love this stuff. Harmaine Detour Noir. Next up, my personal favorite cheap fragrance out of my whole collection. This is Afnan 9 AM Dive. This one takes that like oceanic and like aquatic DNA. This stuff is super masculine. It takes that DNA, makes it super masculine. Really cheap stuff too, like 20 bucks. Like Jomashop, Amazon. This is where you can pick this up. I really love this stuff. Afnan 9 AM Dive. Next up, another clone of Parfums of Marley, and I'm not really gonna say too much about this one because it's gonna be the same thing as I described as like the Homme Detour Noir. This is Old Stallion. As you can see, I use a decent amount of this stuff. This was the first latent clone I have because back then I got this when I was like I think I was like a junior in high school, so I didn't have like that much money, you know, to spend on fragrances. So I got this. This is a really good alternative to the latent. As you can see, this is Extrait de Parfum. This stuff easily 15 hours, crazy projection. The first time I wore this, I got a compliment. Every single time I wore this fragrance, I got a compliment. This is one of those ones that I get a compliment every single time. Old Stallion, clone of Parfums of Marley. You have to go try this. Next fragrance, this is by Versace. This is Versace Daronhende. It's like a sweet, powdery, vanilla fragrance. It's very masculine. I don't really like this one too much, so I'm not gonna say too much about it. This is Versace Daronhende. Next up, this is the last clone slash cheap fragrance on the list. I put this one last because this one is very high quality. This is Fragrance World After Effect. This is a clone of Initial Side Effect. I recommend getting this stuff instead. Same thing like the same thing as the alt fragrance. This is Extrait de Parfum. Very long lasting, really good projection. This stuff easy. I get like 10 plus hours. Smells just like Side Effect. Boozy vanilla. This stuff is great. Fragrance World After Effect. Okay, yeah. Moving on. We done with the clone fragrances. First thing we're going to start off with, my first ever designer fragrance ever. This is Versace Eros. A lot of people hate on this stuff. I will never hate this fragrance. I just can't. Like I was saying, this is my first ever fragrance. Minty apple vanilla. This fragrance is great. Really good for like going out and like clubbing if that's what you're like into. Versace Eros EDT. Next up, literally the most popular fragrance of all time. You can hate it, you can love it. Undeniably one of the most popular best-selling fragrances of all time. This is Dior Sauvage, specifically the EDT version. This stuff is great. I'm not gonna lie. I don't wear it that much just because it's very popular, but you can't deny this stuff does smell good. Everyone has it for a reason. Very mass appealing. A lot of girls love this scent profile too. And then I have the Eau de Parfum version, but it's kind of like in a mini bottle. But yeah, Dior Sauvage, sweet. No, not sweet. What am I talking about? It's like spicy. That's what I meant to say. Spicy and Broxton. I don't recommend buying this in 2024 because it's kind of like outplayed, but this stuff is still good. Dior Sauvage. Next fragrance, Azzaro Wanted by Night. This fragrance smells like an orange whiskey. Very, very, very good stuff. This fragrance is very, very slept on. I think it's discontinued, by the way. Don't quote me on that. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure it is discontinued. Definitely want to go get your hands on this before it is out of stock everywhere. This is definitely one of the best fragrances by Azzaro. I think it's definitely top 3 for them. Yeah, this stuff smells so good. Azzaro Wanted by Night. Next up, Chanel Allure on Spark Eau Extreme. This stuff is very citrusy in the opening, very citrusy, aromatic. Top notes be like lemon, mint, and orange, and then the base notes has tonka bean. That's the main thing I smell to dry it on. This stuff is really great. I literally wanted this fragrance for like 2 years, and I ended up just getting it recently just because it cost so much. This stuff was like $150, but yeah, Chanel Allure on Sport Eau Extreme. Next up, another clone of Creed Aventus. This is Mont Blanc Explorer. Fun fact about this one, when I first started getting into fragrances, I thought this smelled like identical to Bleu Chanel. I don't know what I was thinking, but I ended up buying this one. I love this DNA. I love the DNA Creed Aventus. Citrusy, lemon, pineapple, love this stuff. A Mont Blanc Explorer. Next fragrance, this fragrance screams party, party, party. A lot of people have this stuff, but it's for a reason. Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male, sweet vanilla pear. A lot of people love this stuff. You can't hate on it. This is definitely one of the best from the JPG line, and it's just the king. I feel like this is the king of like party fragrances. Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. Next fragrance, I feel like this is one of the best fragrances for like teenagers. This is Versace Dylan Blue, amber and citrusy. Main things you get in this. And something about this fragrance, it just smells very youthful to me. Like I was saying, if you're a teenager, definitely go look into this stuff. Versace Dylan Blue. Next up, this is probably my favorite designer fragrance. Actually, as of right now, my second favorite designer fragrance. This is Dior Eau Cologne. This stuff smells like the most refreshing lemonade ever. This stuff just smells amazing. Only thing holding this fragrance back, I promise you, is the like performance. And this fragrance was like 10 plus hours performance. I promise you this would be the best fragrance that Dior has ever put out. But yeah, this stuff was crazy. Dior Homme Cologne. Y'all gotta go try this fragrance. If you don't buy it because of the performance, you at least gotta go smell this stuff. Next fragrance up, this is Valentino Yellow Dream. This fragrance has like notes of like pineapple and like gingerbread. This stuff is really, really good. I think this is like a A lot of people advertise this fragrance like a summer fragrance. I think you can wear this spring, summer, and fall. Like that gingerbread note, like it has that freshness, also it's that sweetness too. This honestly smells like pancakes to me. Y'all gotta go try this. Valentino Yellow Dream. Next up, the best gym fragrance of all time. This is my go-to gym fragrance. If I want to throw on a cologne, go to the gym, this is what I go to. Like this what helps me get this. The fragrance I'm talking about is Versace Pour Homme. I promise you, this is the best gym fragrance. This stuff is real citrusy, not aquatic, but citrusy, lemon, bergamot. This stuff is amazing. Great for the gym. If you need a gym fragrance, go with this stuff. Versace Pour Homme. Next up, one of the best performing designer fragrances. This is Dior Sauvage Elixr. This stuff is fresh, spicy, and woody. Very masculine. This is very masculine. If you're looking for a masculine fragrance, you don't mess with that sweet stuff. This that thing right here. Dior Sauvage Elixr. Great performance, great projection. This is probably one of the best of the Dior lines. I think this or Sauvage EDP are the two best Sauvages, and yeah, this stuff is crazy. Dior Sauvage Elixr. Next up, in my opinion, the most slept on designer fragrance. No one talks about it. I don't know why. Burberry Hero EDP. Woody, ambery, has a little bit of a pine needle note too. This stuff is amazing. Another plus about this one, has a magnetic cap. This stuff is amazing. A Burberry Hero EDP. In Sephora, in Macy's, and Dillard's, definitely go pick this one up. Next up, my favorite YSL fragrance, YSL Myself. This stuff is florally, which might like throw off a couple people. Just like typically floral notes are for like women, but this stuff has like masculine floral notes, has like orange blossom, stuff like that. I love this stuff. This stuff smells very clean. I literally love this scent. It's just like, I don't know, it just smells super nice, super clean. This is YSL Myself EDP. Next fragrance, another one of my go-tos, another one of my first ever designer fragrances. This is Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. This stuff is amazing. Citrusy, woody, and once again, like Dior Sauvage Elixr, this stuff is very masculine. I love this stuff. And when I first got it, the performance wasn't the best. I let it mastery, I guess, for a little bit. The performance on this stuff is crazy. I got like 12 hours recently. I wore this to school. It was kind of a little bit too strong. I literally, when I got home, I had to shower and scrub it off. Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, one of the best mass appealing designer fragrances of all time. Next up, the best school fragrance of all time in my opinion. This is Prada Luna Rossa Carbon, Ambroxan, fresh and spicy. Very similar DNA to Dior Sauvage, but I think this one is slightly better and a little bit more unique if you like that DNA but want to kind of like stray away a little bit. If you like Dior Sauvage, you're gonna love this stuff. Prada Luna Rossa Carbon, go try this one. Next up, the best Jean Paul Gaultier fragrance. It's literally the king of JPG. It's in a gold bottle for a reason. You already know what it is. This is JPG Le Male Elixir. Sweet honey tobacco. This stuff is amazing. Very gourmand. A lot of people are gonna love this. This stuff is amazing. This stuff is crazy. Need to go try this Le Male Elixir by JPG. Next up, this fragrance is one of my most recent pickups. This fragrance surprised me by a lot. I did not expect this out of this fragrance. This fragrance is Valentino, born in Roma, Uomo Intense. This fragrance is crazy. It's super sweet in my opinion, but it's also very masculine. The thing that blew me away with this fragrance has crazy longevity and projection. I promise you, 10 plus hours, I sprayed it on my forearm, and I swear I smelled it the whole day. This stuff is crazy. I bought this one for the performance only. The smell is pretty good. Nothing crazy smell-wise, but I bought this because of the performance. Valentino, Uomo Intense. Definitely the best performing Valentino fragrance. Next up, Azara The Most Wanted Eau de Parfum Intense. Probably my least favorite Azara fragrance in my collection. Does not mean it's bad. I love this stuff too. Very sweet, warm, spicy, seductive. Has notes like toffee, cardamom. This stuff is amazing. You want to wear this in like a seductive date night situation. This stuff is really good. Azara The Most Wanted Eau de Parfum Intense. Next up, my only other Burberry fragrance. This is Burberry Weekend. Honestly, this stuff is like, it's like straight citrus, sorry. Pineapple, orange, lemon. This stuff is just like, it's a citrus bomb. I think it's like a 1.6 ounce. Once again, I got this on vacation. Very cheap stuff. This is like one of my like travel fragrances. This stuff is really good though. Burberry Weekend. Next up, YSL Y EDT, like a soapy clean fragrance. I did not like this fragrance DNA at first, but it like grew on me a lot. As you can see, a lot of this fragrance is gone. I love this stuff. I think the Eau de Parfum is slightly better, but this stuff is so good. YSL Y EDT. Next up, the newest release by Versace. This is Versace Eros Energy. Kind of like similar, like I was saying earlier in the list. This one is like lemon in a bottle. Honestly, straight lemon. I love it though. I love the lemon DNAs. Like I was saying, the Creative Vintage DNA. This is kind of something like that. I personally love this fragrance. I think this fragrance is overhated. It just came out. I think it got like a little bit of time to grow on people. I'll probably give this like a 7 out of 10. Great fragrance. I still need to make a video on this one though. Stay tuned for that. A video on this one is coming soon. Versace Eros Energy. Next fragrance, this one is actually by a car brand, believe it or not. This is Mercedes-Benz Club Black. This fragrance is like amber and vanilla. Not really too much going on like the notes, but this stuff smells amazing. This stuff is like 50 to like 80 bucks. I think it's discontinued too. Not really too sure, but definitely go pick this one up. You're looking for like a fall and winter cheap but amazing fragrance. Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Next up, in my opinion, one of the best fragrances for like a summer night out. This is Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau Le Parfum. Sweet coconut, smells like a pina colada. This stuff is amazing. Kind of hard to find, so if you see this one, just go pick it up. This stuff is very scarce, very hard to find. I wanted this one for like 6 months, and when I saw the opportunity of it, I literally copped it. As you see, I got the 75 ml. I hate getting 75 mls. I want I want 100 ml or higher. But like I was saying, this one's hard to find, so I had to sell for this size. But JPG Le Beau Le Parfum, great stuff. Go try this one. Next up, Carolina Herrera 212 VIP. This fragrance is like very citrus heavy, and actually something interesting about this, it has a vodka note. I know it sounds weird. Another plus, this fragrance has a magnetic cap. I love my fragrances with a magnetic cap. This stuff is only okay to me. It's not a love, but I definitely would recommend at least trying this one. This is 212 VIP by Carolina Herrera. Next up, Gucci Guilty pour Homme, lavender, citrus, and then in the base, vanilla. This is honestly, this is my only Gucci fragrance, and it smells pretty basic, but I like it. Gucci Guilty pour Homme. Next fragrance, Paco Rabanne Phantom. This is one of those fragrances when you spray it in the air and like this, when you test it out, it just like catches you by surprise. This is one of those for me. Lavender, vanilla, main things I smell in this. This stuff is really good. I think it's a little bit outdated, but it does still smell good. But yeah, Paco Rabanne Phantom. Next up, another great gym fragrance. This is Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. This one was actually gifted to me, and I love this stuff. Only thing about this, it does not last long. But the projection when it does, like when you first spray it, the projection is crazy. I had a compliment on my uncle from this fragrance. Citrusy, aquatic, very great fragrance, Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. Next fragrance, this one is a bomb. This is Spice Bomb Extreme by Viktor & Rolf. My only Viktor & Rolf fragrance, and this stuff is amazing. I love the bottle design on this too. The grenade, I feel like it's a really nice touch. Tobacco, vanilla, spices, one of the best fragrances. This one smells like Christmas in a bottle, and like, you want a powerful bomb fragrance, this is the one you want to go with. Viktor & Rolf Spice Bomb Extreme. Next fragrance, this is my favorite from the Versace Eros line. This is Versace Eros Flame. It takes that original Eros DNA, adds more spices, and adds orange. And orange is one of my favorite fragrance notes. That's why I love this stuff. And it's the longest lasting and most projecting fragrance out of the Versace Eros line too. This stuff is amazing. Versace Eros Flame. Next up, I think this is the best smelling Jean Paul Gaultier fragrance. I just can't put it at #1 just because the performance and projection is kind of trash. This is Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male Le Parfum. This stuff is amazing. Warm, spicy, vanilla, great date night fragrance. You want to wear this one like date night seductive settings just because the projection is not the best. I literally wore this to school one time. Second period, I asked my friend, do you smell it on me? He said no. So it's just like, it's unfortunate because I got a 200 ml. I love the smell of this stuff. It just doesn't last, man. But yeah, Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau, not Le Beau. Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male Le Parfum. Next up, YSL YEDP. Another one of those fragrances that just like everyone has, and it's for a good reason. Clean, soapy, green apple, fresh fragrance, really great stuff. Everyday worthy. You can wear this fragrance every day of the whole year and you would not have a singular problem. If you only get one fragrance, this is definitely something you can look into. YSL YEDP, great fragrance. This is a staple in everyone's collection, man. Next up, Stronger With You Intensely. Now, I might get hate for saying this. In my opinion, this is one of the most overhyped fragrances of all time. I don't know. It just like, it does smell good, I'll give it that, but I feel like it's pretty basic. A lot of people make this seem like it's the best fragrance ever created. It's not all that in my opinion. I feel like this is pretty basic. I feel like there's There's a whole bunch of stuff with the same like DNA. I don't know. This isn't a love for me, but this is Strong With You Intensely by Giorgio Armani. Next fragrance, this one is very rare. You guys might not even know what this fragrance is. This is Paco Rabanne 1 Million Privé. I got this fragrance, I was real lucky. I was on a cruise ship. It was the last one on like the ship. And besides that, I've never seen this fragrance in person. This stuff smells like cinnamon. Honestly, it smells like cinnamon only, but it's like so good. And like I literally wore this to a football game one time and I got a compliment with this stuff. If you can get this stuff for a good price, you have to go get it. Definitely the best Paco Rabanne fragrance. Definitely the best 1 million fragrance. Paco Rabanne 1 Million Privé. Next up, another confirmed discontinued fragrance. This is Valentino Uomo Aqua. A lot of you might not have heard of this one too. And as you can see, does not have a cap. This one has the old atomizer style. Now this one, the opening is really, really good. Like in the name, Aqua, it's very fresh, aquatic. The thing about the dry down on this though, the dry down, it's like leather and it has like a tomato note. I know, right? It's like weird, but I don't know. Oh, I love the opening of this stuff. The dry down's a little weird to me, but it's okay. Valentino Uomo Aqua. Next up, a great date night fragrance. Again, this is Dior Homme Intense. Only thing I'll say about this fragrance, it's not very wearable. Like this fragrance, it's very like, it's very dressed up, like suit and tie, very classy. Definitely not one of the most versatile fragrances, but when you get a chance to wear this, I promise you, you're gonna be the best smelling person in the room. Iris heavy. This stuff smells like iris. A lot of the Dior Homme colognes, like, smells like iris. That's kind of like the theme here, but yeah, Dior Homme Intense. Next up, my personal favorite Carolina Herrera fragrance. This is Bad Boy Cobalt. This fragrance right here, honestly, it's like a top 3 designer fragrance for me. This stuff smells like a blue Jolly Rancher. Is so good. A lot of people don't talk about, I don't know why. This fragrance is amazing. You need to go buy this. This is a must buy or like must try. You have to go try this. Carolina Herrera Bad Boy Cobalt. Next up, this fragrance is literally the face of date night fragrances. Every single date night fragrance list, this one's on there for a good reason. This is Dolce & Gabbana, the One Eau de Parfum. This stuff is like amber, vanilla, super sweet, but it's very masculine too. I love this fragrance. One thing people complain about this fragrance is the longevity and projection. Me personally, maybe I got a good bottle. I don't have a problem with that. I can see, like, it's not the best, it's not monstrous, I'm not saying that, but my projection, my longevity on this stuff is pretty good. So honestly, I recommend everyone getting this still. This is Dolce & Gabbana, the One Eau de Parfum. Next up, a new flanker from YSL. This is YSL Myself Le Parfum. Now this fragrance, it takes that like YSL Myself DNA and it makes it like more suitable for like colder weather. The original YSL Myself is like a citrusy floral fragrance, better for spring and summer. This one is better for like fall and winter. Another one, this one's really good for date nights. This is YSL Myself Le Parfum. Next up, this is my first and my last ever Tom Ford fragrance. It's this Tom Ford Ombre Leather. I really don't even like the fragrance that much. I just got it for a really good deal, so I ended up buying it. Literally smells like leather. I don't know how to describe it in the name, Tom Ford Ombre Leather. If you like leather fragrances, this is a great one to buy. But I'm not too big of a fan of leather, so that's why I don't like it that much. But I don't know, it's okay to me. Tom Ford Ombre Leather. Next up, the best Valentino fragrance ever created. This is Valentino Buon Aroma Coral Fantasy. The simplest way I can describe this one, it smells like a sweet, juicy red apple. I love this stuff. Only thing is, it just doesn't have the performance and projection that I would want it to have, but the smell of this stuff is amazing. Valentino Coral Fantasy. Next up, the best Le Beau fragrance from Jean Paul Gaultier. This is Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau Paradise Garden. This takes the Le Beau DNA from the EDT and the Le Parfum, and it adds like mint notes and it adds like green notes. This is definitely the best one. If you're looking for a Le Beau fragrance, go with this one. JBG Le Beau Paradise Garden. Okay, this next one, this is a newer release from Paco Rabanne. This is Paco Rabanne Phantom Intense. Another one of my fragrances that when I tested it in the air, it just like, it caught me off guard. And it was just like one of those ones like, I have to get this. This stuff is crazy good, has citruses, lavender, vanilla. This one is crazy slept on. Definitely go try this one out. Paco Rabanne Phantom Intense. Next up, this is the best Azzaro fragrance. This is my personal favorite Azzaro fragrance. This is Azzaro, the Most Wanted Parfum. This fragrance is crazy good. And I just dropped the cap, it don't matter. This fragrance, ginger, vanilla, and like I think it's like a little bit of woodiness too. This is great for date nights. If you have never smelled this fragrance, you're honestly missing out. Luckily, I got this as a gift too. This is probably one of my best fragrance gifts I ever got. Azara Wanted by Night Parfum. You have to try this fragrance. If you do not have this, you are missing out. But yeah, on to the next one. Next up, the second best 1 million fragrance. This is 1 million Elixr. Apple, rose, vanilla, tonka bean. If you love sweet fragrances, I promise you're gonna love this fragrance right here. This fragrance is also very slept on. It's kind of similar to a lot of the other Elixr fragrances, but this one is kind of unique in its own way too. Crazy performance, crazy projection. You have to go try this one. 1 million Elixr. Okay, so I'm down to 3 designer fragrances left. These one I left to the end for a reason, because they're like, technically they're designer fragrances, but they're pushing that niche level. So the first one I'm gonna talk about is Louis Vuitton Imagination. This is also one of my most recent pickups. This one, it's like ginger tea. This stuff is crazy, really long lasting, really great performance. Definitely one of the top 3 Louis Vuitton fragrances, Louis Vuitton Imagination. Next up, Michael Malone Ocean Noir. Kind of the same thing as this one. They kind of smell similar, not gonna lie. Both of these, especially this one we're talking about. This one, masculine ocean vibe. This one is very slept on. Michael Malone as a house is very slept on. Not a lot of people talk about it. You have to go try this one. Michael Malone Ocean Noir. Next up, the best designer fragrance of all time. Honestly, my favorite fragrance right now. This is Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. The main things that I smell in this are like mint and fig. This fragrance was like 330 bucks. And honestly, this is one of the only fragrances I would recommend buying retail price. This stuff is crazy good. I don't see anyone can't like this. Long lasting, great smelling, Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. Another plus too, magnetic cap. Y'all know I love my magnetic caps. You have to go try this, Pacific Chill by Louis Vuitton. Okay, moving on to the last section of the video. We're gonna get into my niche fragrances. These are the big boys, you know, the powerhouses, the most expensive ones. And for these, you know, I'm gonna have to put on my sunglasses because we getting serious. But yeah, we're gonna get started, man. First niche fragrance, I'm gonna just go with Parfums, the Marley Layton. Already kind of talked about this one a little bit. Sweet apple pie, cinnamon. This stuff is crazy. Smells like, it smells so good. It's so gourmand. It smells like you just walked into like a bakery. Honestly, this is like one of the best beginner niche fragrances. If you're like looking into getting in the niche, this is what you want to go with. Parfums of Marley Layton. Have not heard a lot of people who don't like this DNA. You gotta go try this. Next up, probably one of my most expensive fragrances. I paid $350 for this one. This is Stefan Humber Lucas, God of Fire. And the reason I paid $350 for this is because I was impatient. And I bought it for retail price, and it was in Europe where I bought it from, and it was it was like $300, and then it was $50 shipping. That's crazy, but not gonna lie, it might have been worth it. This stuff smells like a mango lemonade. It kind of sounds weird, but it smells like a refreshing mango drink on the beach. This stuff is crazy good, and the bottle design on this stuff is crazy. This bottle design is so sexy. God of Fire, Stefan Humber Lucas. Next up, another very expensive fragrance in my collection. This one is honestly in the same boat. This is Xerjoff Alexandria 2, powdery, woody, ambery. This fragrance is also incredibly long lasting. Honestly, this is 24 hours long lasting. Literally, I took a shower. I can still smell this stuff after. You gotta go try this fragrance. One of the most powerful, strong fragrances by Xerjoff Alexandria 2. Next up, this fragrance isn't for everybody, but I love it. This is Parfums of Marley Carlisle. This is a fragrance Batman would wear. This stuff is like mysterious, patchouli, vanilla. It smells just like, I don't even know how to describe this one. You gotta go try it. It's just like mysterious. It's so unique. I've never smelled anything like this before. I can't even describe it. You gotta go try this. Parfums de Marley Carlisle. Next up, Xerjoff Herba Pura. This fragrance gets a lot of hate because it's, not gonna lie, it's a little bit synthetic. It's a little bit feminine leading. A lot of people like this fragrance. It's just that they find like problems wearing it. Like, I love the smell of this fragrance. Smell this fragrance, it smells like a fruit basket. I personally, I love fruit, like grapes, stuff like that. I don't know, fruit tastes really good. It's just like, it's just, it's not gonna lie, it is kind of feminine. It's hard wearing this, but it does smell really good. Xerjoff Herba Pura. Next up, literally probably the strongest fragrance in my collection, my only Montal fragrance. This is Montal's Arabian's Tonka. This stuff is like a sweet rose vanilla fragrance, really strong. 4 sprays of this one, I promise you, it's gonna last you 24 hours. Like, this fragrance is gonna last me forever because I don't gotta spray it a whole bunch. If you want a strong fragrance, this is what you gotta go with. Montal's Arabian's Tonka. Next fragrance, we have Oud Satin Trash. My bad. I mean, Oud Satin Mood. This fragrance has oud in the name, but you don't really get oud. It's like a powdery vanilla. It smells like I don't know, it smells like very pristine, high quality baby powder. I don't know, it's very powdery, but it does have that sweetness from like the rose and the vanilla. I used to hate this, but it grew on me. It's not as bad as I thought it was. I still gotta think this one gotta grow on me. It's not actually trash. It just, this one is an acquired taste. Oud Satin Mood by MFK. Next up, one of the most slept on Xerjoff fragrances. This is Xerjoff Cruz del Sur 2. Now, a lot of people, they don't like this fragrance because it has a lactonic note. If you don't know what that is, it's like milk. This one is kind of like a milky mango milkshake. It's very gourmand. It smells really good to me, in my opinion. A lot of people like don't even know about this fragrance. I didn't know about it for the longest time, and then when I like tried it, I blind bought this too. W blind buy, you have to go try this one. A lot of people have not smelled this. You got to get your nose on this. Xerjoff Cruz del Sur 2. Next up, arguably the best Xerjoff fragrance. It's probably the most popular one. A lot of people have this, especially like the dudes. This is Xerjoff Naxos Sweet Honey Tobacco Lavender. This stuff is amazing. Crazy performance, crazy longevity. Nothing really bad to say about this fragrance. I personally, I love this stuff. Like, I wore this to like, I went to like a cotillion. I was working at a cotillion. This one, you want to dress this one up. I wear this one dressed up, but I feel like you can wear this a little bit casual too. This is Xerjoff Naxos. Next up, the best amber and like vanilla combo fragrance on the market. This is MFK Grand Soir. Like the note breakdown and the accords, nothing really going on. Like I said, amber vanilla, pretty basic smelling, but it's just like MFK, they did a great job with this fragrance. It blends so well together. Honestly, this is one of those ones that's like very unisex, and like both like genders can appreciate this one. This stuff is crazy good. MFK Grand Soir. Next up, Parfums de Marley Sedley, lemon, mint. Main thing to smell on this one, similar to Mahir Legacy. Like I said, Mahir Legacy is a clone of this. This one smells like a Sprite. Like I was saying, it smells like a Sprite. Very citrusy. I love this one. This one gets compared to Parfums de Marley Greenly. I think this one is better, not gonna lie, than Greenly. This is literally my newest pickup by Parfums de Marley, and honestly, it might be top 3 for me. Parfums de Marley Sedley. Next up, the best Xerjoff, in my opinion. This is Xerjoff Torino 21. Kind of same thing as like a couple other fragrances. Very citrus heavy, mint, lemon. This one is super fresh. Super fresh. This one has the most mint though. Out of everything I said has mint, this one honestly has a lot of mint. I love this. I wore this to a graduation. I really get a compliment from it. This stuff is crazy good, and it's like a summer fragrance that has great performance and projection. You gotta go get this. Xerjoff Torino 21. Next up, another like king of gourmand fragrances. A lot of people love this one. This is Kilian's Angel Share. Sweet vanilla, cinnamon, apple pie vibe, a little bit of wood notes in there too. This fragrance, it smells so good. It literally smells edible, and look at the bottle design. The bottle design is crazy. This fragrance I actually used to hate, but it grew on me. This is one of the fragrances I feel like it has to grow on you. It wasn't a love for me, but now it is. This fragrance is amazing. Kilian's Angel Share. Next up, this is Parfums de Marley Haultain, and this one has oud in it. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of oud, but I love this fragrance. Has like lavender, has oud, like I said, has saffron, a little bit of praline too. It smells like oud, but it doesn't smell like oud. If you get it, you get it. If you smelled this before, you know. This stuff is crazy good. Probably one of the best performing fragrances in my collection. I sprayed it one time on my wrist when I tried this out. Literally lasted the whole day. Parfums de Marley Haultain. Next up, the most slept on Parfums de Marley fragrance, in my opinion, this is Parfums de Marley Perseus. This one, honestly, it just smells like citrus orange. I can get why people like overlook this fragrance. I love orange, like the note orange, so that's why I got it. This stuff is really good. A lot of people sleep on it. You gotta try this one. Parfums de Marley Perseus. The next fragrance, this is my one and only Bond No. 9 fragrance. This is Bond No. 9 Lafayette Street Amber, Vanilla, and Tonka Bean. This fragrance, I don't know, it just gives me the vibe of like a white t-shirt. This fragrance will go perfect with a white t-shirt. And this stuff smells really good, really mass appealing. Usually niche fragrances aren't that mass appealing. This one has decent performance. I think this is honestly worth the money. I paid like $330 for this, and I honestly love it. Bond No. 9 Lafayette Street. Next up, my other Sauvage by Lucas fragrance. This is Sauvage by Lucas. This is Mango Kiss. This one honestly is a more realistic mango fragrance. Even though I do like God of Fire better, this one is a more realistic mango fragrance though. In the name mango, literally smells like mango. Kind of smells like a mango sunscreen. I really like this one though. I haven't got a chance to wear it yet just because like it's September. You kind of want to wear this one like high heat, so I'm gonna bring this one out next summer, but this one is really good. Sauvage by Lucas Mango Kiss. Next up, flanker of Herba Pura. This is Xerjoff Herba Pura Gold. Takes that Herba Pura DNA, makes it a little bit more masculine, and in my opinion, it adds mango to it. I don't see mango on the note list for this one, but it just trust me, it has mango in it. So if you like mango fragrances, you're gonna love this one. Yeah, if you like Herba Pura, you're gonna love this one. More masculine version of Herba Pura. If you're looking at Herba Pura, get this one instead. Xerjoff Herba Pura Gold. Next up, this is Oud Satin Trash Extrait de Parfum. Same thing as Oud Satin Mood EDP, but this one adds on a couple more notes. One of the prominent notes that I added on to this one that I like more is cinnamon. I love cinnamon as a note. That's why I got this one too. This one was also blind buy. Do I need both of them? Probably not, but hopefully this one grows on me too. This one is stronger, so I might lean toward this one. But yeah, Oud Satin Mood Extrait de Parfum. Next up, top 3 Parfums de Marley fragrance. This is Parfums de Marley Ojan. Unfortunately, I don't have the gold cap. I want the gold cap version, but this one's just gonna have to do. I have a backup bottle of this. This is the only niche fragrance I have a backup bottle of. This is Parfums de Marley Ojan. Smells like cinnamon apple pie. Kind of similar to Angel Share. I think this one is slightly better though. I will go with this one over Angel Share. Parfums de Marley Ojan. Next up, another one of the most popular Parfums de Marley fragrances. This is Parfums de Marley Greenly. This one often compared to Sedley, even though Sedley I think is a little bit better. Green apple, moss, and this one's very earthy too. It's like, this one honestly is very realistic. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just like, it's a very realistic, natural smell. I honestly do like this one. Really good for the gym too, but I don't know. I don't like wearing my niche fragrances to the gym. But this one's very fresh, very clean smelling. I like green apple. I love this fragrance. Parfums de Marley Greenly. Next up, my only Mancera fragrance. I think it's honestly the best one. Oh my, this one is so good. This is Mancera Amore Cafe. This one smells like vanilla, like a vanilla ice cream with caramel drizzled over the top. This stuff is super good, super gourmand. Smells like a coffee shop. Interesting about this, my brother said this smells like Play-Doh with vanilla, like a vanilla Play-Doh. Honestly, it's not wrong, but it does smell good. And the performance on this one is insane. 2 sprays in my arm, literally the whole day. You're not gonna have a problem with this fragrance. You have to go get this one. Out of any Mancera, go get this one. This is Amore Cafe. Instant cop, you have to go get this. Mancera Amore Cafe. Okay, we're on to the last one. The 100th fragrance out of my collection. Like I said, I have 100, $15,000 worth. Honestly, my favorite fragrance for the longest time. This fragrance has spent the most time. My top fragrance. Recently overtaken by Pacific Chill, like I was saying. This is Parfums de Marley Altair. Oh my goodness. When I tell you this is a fragrance that is perfection, this fragrance is perfection. Smell, longevity, projection, like presentation. This fragrance is so good. Smells like a vanilla ice cream, vanilla orange ice cream. This stuff is crazy. Orange creamsicle. This stuff is very gourmand, super sweet. I don't see how someone could dislike this fragrance. If you dislike this fragrance, your nose is just jacked up. This has to be in everyone's collection. You have to go get this. Parfums de Marley Altair. Honestly, the best fragrance in my opinion. recently overtaken by Pacific Chill, but I think it's recency bias. Honestly, this is my overall #1 fragrance. You had to get this. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it, man. That is my $15,000 fragrance collection at 18 years old. Make sure everyone, you drop a comment down below. What was your favorite fragrance out of my collection that you also have, or give me some recommendations because I need some more. Do I need some more? Probably not. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the video, man. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. And hopefully I see you guys in the next video, man. Peace.